There may be explicit language in today's episode. Viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello.
It has been a month since we have been on this show. So, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 101 of Tailgate Talks. Sponsored by DeFriscia Recycling and Junk Removal. Yes, that's the announcement. The show is now sponsored. And now, what is DeFriscia Recycling and Junk Removal, you ask? Well, here we go. I'm on the website. You can go to www.defrisciarecycling.com, and the services they provide: vehicle purchasing, scrap metal, appliance removal, junk removal, garbage services. It's obviously in the name. Dumpster rentals, curbside pickups, house and garage building cleanouts, so demolition, and 3 ways, and also how it works. 3 easy steps to get paid for your junk. Get in touch, choose your service, get paid on the spot. DeFriscia Recycling and Junk Removal. You can also find them at DeFriscia Recycling LLC on Facebook for more information. So yes, we are sponsored now. Episode 101.
Description too.
Yes, episode 101. 100 episodes in. 169 episodes in of doing this. Nice. And we finally get our first sponsor. So I'm going to keep that up. I'm going to, obviously, because of course we got to pay the bills, which I can finally say that now. We will go over all the services they provide, of course, as the Marlins are up 1-0 already on the Pirates. And
Surprise.
we will go through up that later. No, I'm not surprised. But guys, we have missed a lot of stuff. And honestly, I just reminded, we'll get to it later because the NFL stuff, but we have not talked about the George Pickens trade yet. And I just realized that now.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
So now we are not, well, at least Alex and I, sorry, Dom, we are not Edinboro students anymore. We do not go there anymore. We are not in the studio anymore. We are done. We graduated. Right there.
Almost.
So guys,
in the background of his video.
I mean, Dom, you can, the way you,
I won't be back on campus, but
yeah, I was gonna say, so you can go talk about this, because you can talk about this too. Life after Edinboro, boys, how's it been so far?
not too bad. Just traveling the world, sort of, mostly just Central Ohio.
Whole world.
No, it's been fun.
world.
It's been a lot of fun for real.
Mm-hmm. Alex?
Yeah. I work at the place that I've actually worn the merch of on a couple of these Zoom episodes, I believe. I'm now officially a paid employee at the Greater Pittsburgh Sports Complex. Anyone in the Pittsburgh area that wants to play pickleball, come play pickleball at our place because it's fun.
Dude, I'm game.
Dude, come be
Dude.
a pickleball stud at our gym, Dom. I'm telling you.
Dude,
Okay.
Alex, we talk about 4th of July before
Oh, some 4th of July pickleball, dude?
yeah,
Oh,
you want to go play some pickle? Dude, I'm down. I'll go play some pickleball on 4th of July.
Dude, yes, absolutely. We can 100%. Yeah, because Greater Pittsburgh Sports Complex has the capability to be fully unstaffed, which means we are open 365 days a year, all major holidays included.
You open
You
on
can
Christmas?
become a member. Go to our website, become a member today, and you can play pickleball on Christmas instead of talking to your family.
Sounds great, actually.
Oh my God, that's funny.
Uh,
But so I feel like anybody that knows us and stuff, I feel like one of the number one questions is how one of us is. Obviously, everybody wants to know how we're all doing and what we're doing right now. But I think out of the 3 of us, I think the most curious somebody or people are about or curious about is me. Did I keep my word? Am I going after my dream still of being a wrestler? Am I training Yes, I am, and yes, I have been.
He is.
Yeah.
Yes, at 880
Got to
Wrestling.
make
and
it. He's got to make it big so I can get a good job.
So far, now, how is that going? So far, how is it
That's
going?
fine.
Phenomenal. Everybody's been so great, and I am gonna have some 880 guys on the show soon. So
That's
keep out
sick.
for that. Now, just so everybody can stop asking me, I am nowhere near ready. So I'm not going to be debuting or wrestling anytime soon until I am ready and they are confident that I am ready, because that's how it works in the wrestling business. So there's the answer of when will I wrestle. I'm nowhere near ready. I am incredibly green. So yes. So and also go out to Thursday night fights. 1010 Freiburg Street, Pittsburgh, PA, south side of Pittsburgh. I believe the happy hour starts at 7:30 every Thursday. Then keep out on social medias and go to the pay-per-views. They're awesome. I went to the Penn Brewery show, No Ceilings. Awesome show. Of course, favorite match of the night happened with the Psychedelic Dreams. So anyway,
Penn Brewery, also just a sick place, by the way.
oh, dude, so awesome. By the way, looks like we'll be joined by Mr. Bryce Stubert later on in the show. So there's that. So yeah.
5 big booms for that one.
So also, anybody wondering, yes, we will still be covering Edinboro sports. That will never change.
Absolutely.
I love Edinboro. I will never let Edinboro go. It was the best time of my life. Of course, it's time to move on, but I will never let Edinboro go. I will next couple of years. I'll be visiting Edinboro a lot too, and I'll go to football games and stuff. So, but I can't wait for
the plaid
yes,
with our lives.
Yes, I can't wait for
real.
5 years from now, boys, when we go to homecoming and we just go to we participate in all the events and stuff, and then after the game we go home because we have to go to work the next morning.
Go to a homecoming game in like 5 years and get into the game for free with our student IDs that are like 10 years old by that point.
I don't even have mine anymore. Dang it.
Which Alex, that it's gonna be you this homecoming anyway because you have to work next week. So yeah, but I'll be visiting Edinboro a lot. So technically I won't be really going anywhere, but that's for a later conversation, and we'll talk about Edinboro sports when we get closer to the season. Coach Scott we'll get those boys prepared. And shout out Shady. I miss you, Shady.
Oh, I miss Shady.
All right, so this is the first actual sports segment for the first time in a month. This is actually where Alex shuts up. NBA playoffs.
Never mind. I thought you were really talking about baseball.
Yeah,
it's been absolutely insane. This NBA playoffs is absolutely incredible. The Indiana Pacers are slowly making their way, and the 2025 playoff Indiana Pacers are slowly becoming one of my favorite playoff teams of all time. And I'm talking teams like 2012 Miami Heat and the Spurs. I'm talking Jordan. I'm talking Kobe era. This team, dude, it's just so much fun to watch. I don't know if Alex. I don't know how much you tapped into it, but it's been
not at all.
It's been a movie. It has been a movie.
A movie? It's been a movie?
I should turn it over.
Okay, you know what? I'll kick this off with a question, though.
Okay.
Because this will be about the only valuable commentary that I'll have for this entire segment. Dom, Mike, both of you.
Go ahead.
I know enough about professional basketball.
Talk to me.
To know that the Pacers aren't typically a team we see in a place like this.
No.
So, as people that actually pay attention to the NBA and the way teams move and the way players move and all of that, do you guys think that the Pacers are going to get to stay the lovable Cinderella team, or do you think this is the team that's going to start transforming into an actual consistent team that everyone hates because they're really good?
I don't think that's the case.
If they build around Halliburton and continue to build around Halliburton, I think they're just fine.
But the thing is, dude, they don't need to.
No, they don't.
They have
clearly, yeah.
They have 13 guys game right. They have 13 guys dressed that can all play at a high level. They can compete with the best. Like we're talking, like I'm talking a team that like they don't have a LeBron. They don't have a Jokic. They don't have Shy. They don't have a Shy. Like overall, Shy. I enjoy watching Shy play basketball, but overall, like man, Tyrese Halliburton is just he's just not the same. He's not the same. He's not the same guy as Shy. They have a roster full of glue guys. Like
Yeah.
Like man, we're talking like dude, TJ McConnell's out there. He's out there giving make you earn it fouls against some of the best against the best team in the NBA. It's been incredible to watch them.
So then you say it's just a bunch. It's mainly just they just got a team of glue guys.
They have a
So
team of glue guys. Like I'm talking solely about Ben Bishop, TJ McConnell, Obi Toppin.
so what? Would you be willing to compare in terms of chemistry and stuff like this? Then would you be willing to say similar to kind of like a late Brady era Patriots team where it's like one really good player and then just a whole bunch of dudes who know how to play together?
Yes.
It's
I'm
fair.
I'm willing to go that direction.
I know,
Jeff
not
Brady.
exactly, obviously, but that kind of vibe where it's like you got one guy who's a force multiplier, and then you've got a whole bunch of dudes who can play good ball together.
Yeah, I'm
fair.
I'm willing to go that direction with this team, especially like however though the one difference between this Pacers team and like the early era Tom Brady teams is Bill Belichick. Like that team, just like the reason being, I'm not saying the Pacers coach is a bad coach by all means. He's 100% earned my respect by especially with their route to the NBA Finals, especially in that series against the New York Knicks, where Game 1, I don't know if you tapped into Game 1. Game 1, the Pacers were down 16 points, about about 2:15 left. When or maybe it was 3, can't remember. But I had a stat, I'll pull it up right here. So, teams leading by 15 plus points with under 3 minutes left are 189-1 all time in the NBA playoffs. The one loss coming from the New York Knicks against the Indiana Pacers. It was the craziest. It was he hit him with the Reggie Miller choke and everything. It was the craziest thing ever. It's just straight up hustle. It's like that team just straight up, they just hustle. They're up and down the court. Them boys can like they make like they're a team. They're a team that's gonna make you play down to their level. If they're not as good as you, they're gonna make you play down to their level. They're gonna they play hard basketball. They're gonna run with you. And especially in the NBA now, fast paced NBA, like not as physical as older times, but in the NBA now it's a lot of it is about speed. And the Indiana Pacers, man, they will run up and down the court for all 48 minutes plus. And that's really what keeps them in the game, especially when they got guys getting hot. It's like when Tyrese Halliburton, if Tyrese Halliburton puts up a triple double, they're winning the game 1,000%. He can score, he can board, he can pass. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And also they've had a lot of good games from Pascal Siakam as well. And like they also have it's crazy. They're out rebounding so many guys. It is absolutely incredible. I'm gonna pull up the rebounds from game 1 of the NBA Finals in Oklahoma City. Down the Oklahoma City starters. That Lou Dort 15-4-1, Jalen Williams 17-4-6, Chet Holmgren bum. Sucks. 6-6-0. 2 for 9 from the field. Then Shy, 38-5-3. Then Cason Wallace, 6-2-1. Yeah, coming off the bench, Isaiah Hartenstein, 9 points, 9 rebounds. Alex Caruso, 11 points, 6 rebounds. Now going to the Pacers starting. All I'm going to say, the Pacers in game one, they had 3 starters, 3 of their 5 starters, double-doubles. Pascal Siakam, 19 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists. Aaron Nesmith, 10 points, 12 rebounds. Miles Turner, 15. They're not even getting all the rebounds from just their center. Miles Turner, their center, went 15 points, 9 rebounds. Tyrese Halliburton, 14 points, 10 rebounds. For total rebounds, 56-39 in favor of the Pacers.
Golly.
And that's just especially you have to. Also, the point spread in these games is absolutely insane. First game 1, Pacers plus 10. Game 2, Pacers plus 11.5. It's absolutely incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. But
I mean,
one last thing about the finals. I'm gonna go with OKC to win it all. You guys might feel different, even though Alex, you don't know anything about much about basketball.
Yeah.
So I'm going. You know what? I'm going OKC in 6.
I don't know, man. If the Pacers can find their way back home if they can find their way into Game 6 with a series lead, I don't see how they don't win. Because especially knowing the Indiana Pacers fan base, it is not going to be an easy feat going into Indiana and winning. Especially,
I'm gonna say, yeah, I got 1 or 2 people that I know from the Indy area, and it's electric. It really is.
Yeah, it is.
It's insane, man. It is 2013 Pittsburgh Pirates over there.
It literally is. Because I'm trying to think, when's the last time Indy had a serious.
It's really been since Reggie Miller. They haven't really been that great since Reggie Miller. I can't recall any time in the past 10 or so years where they've had a competitive team, especially going through the years where it was LeBron against the Spurs, LeBron against Curry.
Yeah, and I mean the Colts haven't been the same really since Manning left.
And the biggest reason I love the Indiana Pacers and them being in this year's NBA Finals, it's not it's not 2 super teams. So it's not it's not the Yankees and the Dodgers in the World Series, and it's not Tom Brady versus the Chiefs. It's not it's not Jalen Hurts versus Patrick Mahomes. It is just straight these dudes are just straight up playing hustle ball. And it's oh my goodness, it's been the best, especially with all the teams that came out of the Eastern Conference. Not even just the Eastern Conference, just the entirety of the NBA. Ant and the Timberwolves, you got the Nuggets, the Rockets, the Lakers, the Thunder, the Sixers. No, the Sixers were terrible. I don't know why I said them. The Bucks and Giannis. Jason Tatum and the Celtics, the Cavs, 64-18, and everyone's just forgotten about it.
Yeah,
because of the Indiana Pacers coming out of the 4 seed and competing with arguably the best teams in the NBA. It's insane. I've never been this invested in the NBA Finals in my life. I can say that confidently.
Nice. But all right, moving on. Now this is where Dom shuts up.
I'm that felt good.
What'd you say?
I said that felt good.
Oh, I thought you said enough ball. I was gonna say, oh god, 20, 30 in. Then yeah. You know what? Let's put on the screen, Richie. What did you hear? I don't know what you heard. All right, so the Canadian Football League has kicked off. Obviously, the two teams we will be discussing the most is the Saskatchewan Roughriders because of Mr. Quarterback Trevor Harris. I don't know why I called him Mr. Quarterback. And then, of course, the Toronto Argonauts. Obviously, no explanation needed there. Alex, what do we have on the Canadian Football League?
Yeah, let's get some week 1 scores going here. So these are from Thursday, June 5th, Friday, June 6th, and then 2 games on Saturday, June 7th. First game, Thursday, June 5th. Ottawa versus Saskatchewan. Our boy, Trevor Harris, in the season opener for the Canadian Football League, snatches a 31-26 victory over Ottawa. Next game, Friday, June 6th. Unfortunately, our Toronto Argonauts fall to Montreal 28-10. Saturday, June 7th, first game, Calgary beats Hamilton 38-26. And then finally, British Columbia beats Edmonton 31-14. That is the week 1 scores. Trevor Harris had a very solid game in the season opener of the Canadian Football League, going, if my computer doesn't want to be slow, a very good 19 for 26, 277 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. Ottawa Redblacks quarterback as well, Drew Brown, had one heck of a game in the losing effort, 34 for 41 for 413 and 2 touchdowns. Pretty unreal stat line. That sounds like a Patrick Mahomes college stat in a game that he would have lost. So that's pretty unreal. And then actually, I'll snag some stats from the Argos game while we're at it. Yeah, Argos lost to Alouettes, who are another very good team, for those of you that don't know. Nick Arbuckle got the start, 20 for 32, 273, a touchdown, and 2 interceptions. Unfortunately, those 2 interceptions probably cost him the game, but also the fact that he was the leading rusher with 3 carries for 17 yards. So I'm sure that didn't help. In terms of Montreal, quarterback was solid enough. Davis Alexander was 19 for 26, 205, a touchdown, and interception. So that is our CFL Week 1 recap for those who follow. Shout out Trevor for balling out in Game 1.
Mm-hmm. Okay, before our halfway point with because we got to pay the bills. I'm so happy you get to say that. So got ourselves a little rematch in the Cup Finals, eh?
Yeah.
We do indeed.
Now I know some stuff about the NHL, but let's be real. I just wouldn't be right if I spoke on it. You know what I'm saying? Which, by the way, one more thing about the Canadian Football League I want to add. I do think, and this is obviously the football analyst in me, this isn't like bias or whatever because of obviously Coach Miller. I do think that the Argos need to be rolling with Nick Arbuckle. I think now people are going to ask that have been paying attention to the CFL on the show, what happened to Chad Kelly?
Swag Kelly.
Kelly.
I'd worry about Nick Arbuckle.
EMCC, great.
I would worry about Nick Arbuckle. I think you should roll with Nick Arbuckle. I think he's perfectly capable to be the starting quarterback for the Argos this year. Obviously, he showed that he had some promise in the Grey Cup when Alex and I live streamed it in the fall. I think you roll with Nick Arbuckle. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, he's a stud.
Yeah, he's a stud. Obviously, Trev's a stud too. So I believe the Rough Riders will have a good season too. And that's just my takes on the CFL. Okay, NHL. So, do we want to talk about some goals certainly on Draisaitl scored?
All I'm saying, dude, it's just this flashback to a year ago. For however long that series took, me and Alex were sworn
7 games. 6 or 7
straight
games.
up enemies.
Facts.
Pirates are 4-1. What the hell?
The what?
Sorry, go ahead. The Pirates are 4-1.
Pirates are up 4-1.
Erd.
What are they on they won 4 of their past 5 going into this one, I think.
Yeah, we'll get to the Pirates when Bryce gets in here.
Yeah.
Reynolds tripled. And
Yeah, Dom, we were sworn enemies this time last year.
Nah, man. I'm just at this point, man. Like as much as I want McDavid to win a cup, I want Leon Draisaitl to lose just as much.
You have any idea the kind of shambles I was in the night of game one when I see my phone light up and go, oh, it's probably just one of my friends texting me. Then I go, it's ESPN and go, oh, it's probably Aaron Rodgers news. Then I look at it. Leon Draisaitl scores game-winning overtime goal in game one on assist from Connor McDavid. And I just almost threw my phone straight through my window as soon as I saw it.
Dude, because that's just how it goes, man. That's how it goes, man.
Oh
Dude,
my
like,
God.
And
McDavid
then,
is
quite frankly,
balling.
overall in my entire life, not much better to look at an ESPN notification for game two and see that Brad Marchand scores the game winner in overtime of game two.
Dude, he's balling out too, man.
Dog, like I said it in the group chat the other day, and I'll say it again. Now that he's not on the Bruins, hate him significantly less. Still hate him, still don't like him, but him not being a Boston athlete anymore makes it so much easier.
honestly, I can really get behind that because I felt the same way about Baker Mayfield.
Yeah. Well, I originally hated Baker because of the flag plant in college against Ohio State.
I love him for that, dude. Now it's a felony to do that shit in Ohio. Oh, damn it.
Mark it.
So yeah, what game three is probably starting right now, isn't it?
Now. It was scheduled for 8:10, but it's ceremonies first game of the series in Edmonton. You know how it's gonna be.
It's the first game in Florida, right?
In Florida. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
In Florida.
Yeah.
In Florida. It's gonna come down to, can Edmonton stop Florida offense? Because
Yeah, this series looks a lot different than last year.
Stuart Skinner, man, there was a lot going. There was a lot going with him on social media just about how he's struggled and isn't the best goalie. And then he went and shut out the Kings. I want to say faced 36 shots against the Kings, and then McDavid publicly came out defending Stuart Skinner. But man, just Stuart Skinner just lets in some
stupid
bad
goals.
Man. Bob's let in a couple questionable ones as well. Believe it or not.
Yeah, that's the thing. Bob looked pretty tired in the second half of this series last year in the Cup.
The guy just doesn't catch a break.
No, he doesn't.
I can't tell you how many games he actually isn't the starter for them. It's incredible. It's an incredible amount.
While the series looks different this year than it did last year, it's still going to come down to the same thing. Is the McDavid line going to be able to stay fast, or are the Panthers just going to physically beat the hell out of them first? What's going to happen first?
Dude, I'm gonna be completely honest. I haven't paid much attention to the lines, but early in the playoffs, McDavid and Draisaitl were not playing together.
Yeah, I'm not
even
sure,
strength.
actually,
They were together on power play 1, which makes sense.
Makes sense. Yeah.
But they weren't together much early on in the playoffs, which kind of blew my mind. And I was like, it just kind of caught me off guard for a second. I'm like, why are you not putting these two guys together? But then it kind of makes sense. There's a lot of weapons on that team that can make a lot of noise, and they've proven that. It's just this series is gonna go 7 games again, and it's gonna be the craziest. It's gonna be the craziest thing that we witness this year.
Speaking of which, I guess we should finally say the series is currently tied at 1 going into the first game in South Florida for the series. So 1-1, 2 overtime games to start the series, which just means this series is going to be an instant classic. Yeah.
Also, the leader in the third period has not won. Leader halfway through the third period has not won the game yet. I believe that's correct.
I didn't realize that.
I believe that's correct.
Also, you know what? While we're on NHL, I want to touch on this real quick because this is something that I think makes total sense, but typically in most situations wouldn't make total sense. Florida series with the Oilers just going to go as it is. 1-1 physical series, just like it was last year. It's going to be another great series, just like last year, I would say. But to pivot from that back to the conference finals, the Dallas Stars have fired head coach Pete DeBoer after 3 straight Western Conference final exits. Dom, I don't know if you saw that or not.
I didn't see that. I hope if the Stars did that, I hope the Panthers did the same thing.
Yeah, the Dallas
Not
Stars
the Panthers,
have
not the
now-
Panthers. The Canes.
Canes. Yeah, that would make sense.
I
They
mean,
might have.
They did just break their streak. There was I don't know. This is awesome. I found this. So someone put the 15-game losing streak in the Eastern Conference Finals from the Carolina Hurricanes into casino terms, and it's the funniest thing that you'll
Is
see.
it really?
Yeah, I gotta find it. If I find it, I'll send it to the group.
Okay.
But it's hilarious.
But
Like,
yeah,
you have a better chance of winning 19 blackjack hands in a row
wow.
than losing 15 straight games in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Wow. That is
Fun
nuts.
fact. Tell your kids about that one day. About the great
But-
famine of wins down there in the Carolinas, baby.
How crazy is that, though? It's not very often that you hear a head coach being fired after 3 straight conference final appearances, but in this situation, makes total sense. Like, I read an article about it, and the way it was worded was perfect, was that the Stars needed to move on from Pete DeBoer, but it's going to be real hard for them to find an upgrade.
Yeah, I just wonder who's gonna come. Who's gonna take over the reins down there?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Oh, and hockey news as well. These things are all happening. The Pittsburgh Penguins have named a new head coach.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I did not see this.
That would be, oh my God, what's his name? I'm finding the screenshot right now. I screenshotted it. What's his name? He was a manager for the Rangers.
That would
Oh,
be Mr. Dan Muse.
That's it.
Looks like Joe Block.
Yeah, he really kind of does, actually.
Mhm.
But
I mean-
sorry, go ahead, Joe.
I really like the move, to be honest, especially with the way the past 2 seasons have gone and the culture that's kind of been Pittsburgh hockey over the
Yep.
last 18 years. Like, after me going 16 straight seasons, not missing the playoff in that organization, that's just kind of the standard, to be honest with you. And I'm glad that they're making the moves to just kind of figure that out, because it really hurts not watching Pittsburgh hockey like that. I think Alex, I think I sent you that TikTok, or did
Maybe.
you send me that TikTok? It was like going to a Penguins game in 2016. You hear this song.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. But just dropped my screen and everything. But yeah. So anyway, sorry, ladies and gentlemen, we got to pay the bills. Alex, would you like to do it this time?
All right. So, as said at the beginning of this episode and said again now, we would like to thank Defrisha Recycling and Junk Removal for sponsoring Tailgate Talks. Some of the services that they provide include vehicle purchasing, scrap metal, appliance removal, junk removal, garbage services, dumpster rentals, curbside pickups, house garage and building cleanouts, and demolition. It's super easy to do. All you got to do is get in touch, choose your service, and get paid on the spot. And as Mike already kind of did the spiel on that stuff, I'm actually going to give some reviews that have been left recently on Google. So, Defrisha Recycling and Junk Removal. Overall, 65 Google reviews, 4.9 star rating. Quite impressive.
Mhm.
Some recent reviews left. Braden from Defrisha was amazing. Shout out to Braden. Super
Braden.
friendly and accessible, was reliable with showing up, answered my questions, calls, and texts in a timely manner, and had the best pricing around. He worked hard, literally had to climb on the dumpster, had a 15-yard dumpster and got my entire garage and some cleaned out. We'll definitely be using them next time I have a clean out that needs done. Highly recommend. 5-star review. Another 5-star review. This is a month ago. Great service, on time, and reasonably priced. Much simpler review. Another one from a month ago. Another 5-star review. Great company to work with. Responded to my inquiries and emails promptly. Were friendly and affordable. Another 5-star review from a month ago. They've gotten a lot of good reviews, especially lately. If you're looking to get rid of your junk vehicle, I highly recommend these guys. Easy to work with, fast, and they give you what your car is worth. I highly recommend them. For all things having to do with junk scrap, they do look out for their customers. So there are some straight customer testimonials from Defrisher Recycling and Junk Removal. You can check those out on Google. If you want to do it exactly how I did it, just sort by most recent. Those reviews will be there verbatim.
Yes.
Great service. Thank you again, Defrisha, for sponsoring Tailgate Talks.
Yes. And we'll do the ad read one more time, but he's been waiting in the chat room long enough. Ladies and gentlemen, back on the show. Kind of a regular. I feel like Pat McAfee right now. Back on the show, regular, Michigan Wolverine fan, Pittsburgh Pirates fan, Bryce Stewart.
Bryce, my friend, my brother, my fellow fan. How are we doing?
Wonderful, gentlemen. How are you guys?
Phenomenal.
Fantastic.
We
I'm
are
hoping,
back.
dude, I hope to one day be doing as great as that wonderful brain you got upstairs.
Wait, but Dom, but he said Michigan was going to lose in the national championship, March Madness. You forgive him?
I said the same thing, man.
You picked Michigan. You picked Michigan.
Hey,
I
we
mean,
we forgive.
Yeah, but I didn't
Forgive
throw I didn't throw no money on that. You kidding me?
Anyway, so yes,
I was not really
NFL
committed unless there's money on it. Come on.
No, for real.
Oh,
But
are we live
NFL
right now?
Yes, we are live.
Oh, so this is good. This is going in.
Yes, this is going.
Oh, yeah.
So NFL. We have not talked about the NFL in a month, and we have missed a lot.
Golly.
We have missed a lot. I had a prediction that Aaron Rodgers was still not going to sign with the Steelers by the time we came back.
You did.
I was actually wrong because, yes, he has officially signed his 1 year, I can't remember how much, contract with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And now the depth chart for the Pittsburgh Steelers will look like Aaron Rodgers, Mason Rudolph, and Will Howard.
I think that quarterback room gets a C-.
But not
1
where I'm going,
year.
what I'm bringing right away with Aaron Rodgers, because I will bring this to my Aaron Rodgers talk portion of this show. Obviously, it could change because we were favored to get Jackson Dart, and we did not take Jackson Dart.
Indeed.
The favorite to take Drew Aller out of Penn State in the 2026 NFL Draft
The Pennsylvania guy.
is the Pittsburgh Steelers.
He's not even from Pennsylvania, man. He's from Medina, Ohio.
Ah.
Listen,
And that's why I don't want him, because he's a sellout.
listen.
He didn't go to OSU, dog.
Listen,
Wasn't good enough to go to OSU.
Listen,
Oh,
Listen.
damn it. I did it again. Mark it, Mike. I did it. They're gonna hear it.
Reggie, Market. Listen,
Thank you, Reggie.
I will be fair if that's what happens. Do I think it's going to happen? No, because listen, Drew Aller is going to be the first guy taken off the board, and the Saints need a quarterback. He's not, and we're not bad enough to be taking Drew Aller, so it's not going to happen realistically. Now, if it does, somehow it does, because the Steelers don't trade up in the draft anyway, so they're not going to trade up. They didn't trade up for Pickett. They're not going to trade up for. They didn't even trade up for Ben years ago. Like,
You think he's going to be the first QB taken?
Yeah, because Arch Manning's not going to go in the draft.
No shot, dude.
He's not
I
going
don't-
in the draft. He's not
I
going
think-
in the draft.
No, I'm saying no way he's the first. No way he's just not.
He probably will be.
I don't
Dude,
think
What are
so.
you
so,
kidding
man.
about?
I don't-
Dude, what are you talking about? Christian Hackenberg 2.0 to the Jets. Are you kidding?
Someone's gonna pop up, man.
Here. You want me to tell you what I think? Look at Cam Howard or Cam Ward.
Cam Ward.
Look what Carson Beck's doing. He's gonna go
Carson
kill
Beck
that.
is not going before Drew Aller.
He's gonna go kill that Mario Cristobal offense, and he's gonna go first overall to whoever the worst team is, and then they're gonna get stuck with Timmy from South Park.
Anyway, if we take Drew Aller, listen, I will be fair. But listen, when he doesn't work out in the NFL, I better be hearing the same stuff from the Penn State Steeler fans that they gave to Pickett. Because if they don't, then it just shows you 2 years ago it was just a Penn State thing. And I don't care. I'm staying by that. Listen, I'll be fair. He could be good. We don't know that. NFL and college is different. Alex has told me 1,000 times, and I agree. Yes, it's different. He could turn out as a good NFL quarterback. But guess what? He hasn't proven anything at Penn State yet. And I don't care. I will stand by that take. He has not proven anything. He will beat the good teams. And then when he plays Ohio State, guess what? Even SMU, look at the stats. He didn't play well against
He
SMU.
puts the fries in the bag.
Yes, he does. Listen. Listen. Okay. Penn State probably would have won anyway. But listen, what do you guys think the score would have been if the Penn State defense did not come to play that game and the SMU quarterback did not become a spaz?
Wasn't a literal freshman.
Yeah. What do you think what the score would have been? I think Penn State still would have won. What do you think the score would have been?
I think it might have been a 10
21.
point. I think it might have been a 14-point victory for Penn State.
Penn State would have won. But guess what? Drew Allard still did not play well in that game. Go look it up. Boise State, not bad. Pretty
I
well.
just see
Boy,
I just see the
Well,
absolutely gorgeous image in my head of a tie game with 30 seconds left against Notre Dame and Drew Aller doing his best Brett Favre in the NFC Championship game with the Minnesota Vikings impression. Just, yes, roll out and for absolutely no reason whatsoever, throw a ball completely across the field, across body straight to a defender.
Also, listen.
Amazing.
Fries in
The
the
Notre
bag.
Dame. The Notre Dame game. I remember. Ask Alex. I was tweaking. I had a little too much to drink that game. I was tweaking. And he texts me. He goes,
This guy's sitting over there like, oh my God, Penn State's going to find a way to win, aren't they? Oh my God, Penn State's going to win and everyone's going to think Drew Aller's got an NFL caliber quarterback. Oh my God, they're going to win, guys. Penn State's going to win. Oh my God, they're going to find a way.
again.
He said he drank too much, not took cocaine.
I think the best part about that, dude, is like months ahead of time, Mike. Was
That's
telling
just
me he
that's
was
my
going to
that's
that
my
game,
default
and he
that's
was
my
like- that he
default
was
Twitter
really-
person.
Funny thing, Mike was telling us months ahead of time that he was going to that game. And he was really hoping for like a really cool matchup, and then it got to be Penn State. He's like, God damn it, I'm gonna have to go watch Penn State.
And then they were facing Notre Dame. I couldn't even get freaking Georgia.
It was even worse.
I couldn't even get
He-
Georgia.
he
That
got
was
the
like
game.
me and Dom trying to pull for who we wanted to win the national championship. It was the same thing.
Listen.
Mike had to
Guess what?
pick between
But
Penn
hold on,
State and
time
one of
out.
Pitt's oldest rivals.
Time out. Okay, I gotta finish this thought. Real quick. So Alex texts me. He goes, Drew Aller has not completed a pass to a wide receiver. And I looked and I'm like, oh my God, he's right. He's due to screw up and throw an interception. Alex, what happened 5 plays later?
Put the fries in the bag.
Cut to the picture of Will Levis sitting on the ground.
Listen. Aller has plenty of time to prove himself.
Dom, did you see the meme with all the great pictures for the Madden 26 cover, and the one is of Will Levis doing that?
Listen. Aller has plenty of time to prove himself, and I could be dead wrong. And if he turns out to be a good NFL quarterback, good for him. And I'll root for him
No,
if he
but
turns
it's
out
over.
good.
It's over.
But
Look
if
what happened
you
to Trace
think-
McSorley, dude. He's gotten
Trace
dude, he's got
McSorley
nothing
throwing
Trace
on a
McSorley.
dime.
Listen. If you think there's nothing wrong with Drew Aller, you're entitled to your opinion, and I respect it. But his decision making is what kills him. That's his biggest weakness. I like his size. I like his arm. But his decision making is what hurts him. So, yeah. Anyway, Aaron Rodgers.
I think the Steelers are going to get screwed with Aaron Rodgers. Here's how I see it. Completely unbiased opinion. Completely. I see it. Aaron Rodgers is with them for 2 years. I think he finally gets Pittsburgh their playoff win, so they bring him back for another year. Because let's face it, the Packers can't use him. Jordan Love right now, in my opinion, is a more safe pick for quarterback than Aaron Rodgers on the Packers. But I forget what I was saying. I lost my train of thought and had to just freaking ramble through that.
Bryce is cooking.
I was completely lost my thought and had to ramble to get it back, and I lost it for good. Basically, what I was going for was that he'll come back next year, and then they're not going to draft Drew Aller. I think they should tank for Arch Manning. Or, Dom, who else do you think Pittsburgh should tank for and take 2 years from now?
Oh, what's his face?
I'll be fine with that.
Oh yeah, baby.
I think
And
he's under the wood or something like that.
Yeah, he's like under the wood. It's really weird.
What does that mean?
He is under the no.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, his name's Bryce Underwood. That's what I mean. Cut, please.
All right. For real though, I watched a couple of vlogs of people that went to the cover shoot for College Football 26. Dude seems chill as hell. Bryce Underwood. Like,
I'm really
dude
excited for this. I'm excited for this one, man.
Dude seems really cool. Did you see who else was there? Not like to be in the shoot. Freaking, what's his face? The NCAA 14 cover athlete, the Michigan
Denard.
quarterback. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see they had Dan Lanning in there?
Yeah.
Dude, that cover is all sorts of weird.
Do you see they had Ryan Day behind James Franklin, the coach that helped win the national championship, and then James Franklin.
You know what's great though? That can be a meme so easily because you can I'm just going to crop it. So it's just Ryan Day standing behind James Franklin, and it's just going to be everyone thinking Penn State's making the natty. And it's just going to be that picture of Ryan Day standing behind James Franklin.
I think we should make a meme of Ryan of the Michigan Ohio State fight just breaking out after we planted the flag, and Ryan Day just in the back, just like, what did they do? Whoop, belt to booty, B to B, belt to booty.
Anyway, let's get back on track with I went too far with but still, realistically, the Steelers are not going to pick Aller because he's probably not going to be there, or they're smart enough
taking
not to take him.
Garrett Nussmeier.
Yes.
But I don't think it's going to happen.
Sam Levitt. Let's go, baby.
But yeah,
let's just wait and get Eli Holstein, but pick quarterbacks just end up going to Pittsburgh and just sucking for some reason.
Wait, there's something I just remembered about Pitt. What was it?
Oh, dude. It was No, it couldn't have been that. They made the tournament. That was Oakland. My bad.
Dom, I muted you.
All right.
Dom's in timeout.
Go ahead, Mikey. I'm sorry.
I don't even think Dom, can you even unmute yourself? I don't even think he can unmute himself.
That's amazing.
Oh, he's putting something in the chat. That's why he hasn't done it yet.
Dude, he's cooking in that chat. Look.
No, anyway, dude, Bryce.
For real though, Aaron Rodgers. Hold on. For real though, Aaron Rodgers. Yeah. I don't think it's going to be as bad as people think it is. So relax.
I mean, he was fine stats-wise last year. Yeah. He completed like 63% of his passes for like 3,800 yards, 28 touchdowns, and 11 picks. Like,
if you can't go into college, go to Pitt.
And pay ridiculous amounts of in-state tuition.
Yeah, Dom, can you unmute yourself, or did I screw something up?
There we go.
He's back.
Bryce, you mentioned Dan Lanning, though, and my favorite meme was like, literally as soon as we figured out that you could commit and decommit in the new Road to Glory in College Football 26, someone immediately tweeted, I'm going to jump in a pool with Dan Lanning and decommit a week later.
Anyway, so boys, do you got any other thoughts on Aaron Rodgers before real quick, I'll just get it out of the way real quick. Nick Chubb signed with the Texans. Okay.
Yeah, that's
crazy. Alexander was dropped from the Packers.
That's also crazy.
Jermaine Pratt was also dropped by the Bengals.
All I can think about is him hitting Pat Mahomes out of bounds in the AFC Championship.
Yeah, I love it. No, I just think that we got to come up with a cool nickname for Aaron Rodgers. Like AR-12 doesn't sound cool, but like
AR-8.
No, like the psychedelics something would be really cool.
Mr. Rogers.
Can be Can't be dreamed because that's
It's literally Mr. Rogers' neighborhood now.
The psychedelic prince.
oh, stop it. That's taken by the goat.
Wait, what?
Um,
Oh. I knew I heard that from somewhere before, but I was like, probably saw it on Twitter. Now I know. I got you. Yeah.
Do you think Aaron Rodgers is going to push the limits this year and play an entire game while on ayahuasca?
I'm gonna call Dom. See if it picks up.
Dude, you can't tell me that dude isn't like hopped up on.
Adderall.
Yeah. He's like Jordan Belfort in The Wolf of Wall Street. Or Wolf of Wall Street. I take Quaaludes for my back pain, weed to mellow me out, cocaine to speed me back up, blah, 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 blah. I take enough drugs to sedate the entire city of Manhattan for a month. Oh, my.
Great.
And then
movie.
morphine just because it's awesome. That dude's crazy.
Fantastic movie.
Top 10 movie of all time. Top 5 movie of all time.
Nothing will ever compete with Remember the Titans and the Shawshank Redemption.
I don't know, dude. I watched Good Will Hunting, and it was actually a pretty good movie.
Ooh, yeah.
It was Robin Williams and Matt Damon. That was a special.
Yeah.
It's a special one.
That is a special one.
Dom's computer died.
No way.
No
Yeah,
shot.
I told me on his phone, so Dom may or may not be back. But anyway, so
Let's just put it out there. Dom's not coming back.
probably not.
Facts.
But so anyway, moving on, Alex. If we would have had that debate with Bailey, that would have been pointless.
Yeah, it would have been because I was right. Shocker.
Yes, since we've been gone, and if one of you sing that line, I swear to God. But yes, George Pickens was traded to the Dallas Cowboys and is no longer a Pittsburgh Steeler. Oh my God, right?
Good riddance.
So yes, Alex, you were right. Now,
Good riddance.
yes, I think it was the right move because he was a distraction. So I do. Hell of a player, but not worth the distraction is my final take on George Pickens. I'm done talking about George Pickens. He's not on the Steelers anymore. Unless he lights it up with the Cowboys and is legitimately earns wide receiver one money in Dallas, which I don't think he's going to do. I'm done talking about George Pickens.
CeeDee Lamb is there. That's not happening.
Well, if
I'm
anyone
saying-
would give if anyone would give their wide receiver two, wide receiver one money, it would be Jerry. So we do have to keep that in mind.
He'd be like, "Hey, you look like CD. You just need some red in your hair, and then here's 150,000 just for signing with us, dude." You cannot tell me that guy's not like a swamp creature of some sort. When he sits in his box, sometimes I swear I see his eyes kind of go whoop.
Rodgers already playing golf with the Steelers. Love to
We're
see
talking
it.
He's
about-
at Cam
we're talking
Hayward's
about a
charity
guy.
outing.
Love
we're
to see
talking
it.
Cam
about a
Hayward's charity
guy
outing right now.
Love to
that
see it.
thinks Dak Prescott's a top 5 quarterback in the league. Swamp
Yeah,
creature.
Aaron is currently sitting in a golf cart with DK Metcalf at Cam Hayward's charity golf outing. What
I
a guy.
can't wait by week 5 for DK to tweet SMH 12 won't throw me the ball. Why won't 12 throw you the ball? Well, let me tell you, because we don't have an offensive line still.
No, it's going to be because he's going to get fathered by like a cornerback 5 that no one's ever heard of. Because every once in a while, DK just gets absolutely sunned by the most random corner in the league that no one's ever heard of before.
You know what trade I was actually hoping that the Steelers would pursue? Believe it or not. It
What's that?
sounds dumb. I saw some mock trade with Olave.
That would have been cool.
Somebody gives, I think it was the Steelers give the Saints next year's first round pick, next year's third round pick, and then the following year's 5th for Chris Olave.
That's a lot, though. He can't stay healthy.
That is a lot, and that was the other thing of it. Like him not being healthy definitely hurts, but I mean,
I've seen
we have so many
mentions of
draft picks
Pitts.
next year.
I've seen mentions of Kyle Pitts, and can I please just say, why the hell do we need another tight end?
We've got 7.
We've got Pat, who's really good when he's used right, and we've got Darnell Washington, who the Steelers just flat out refuse to use for some reason. But yes, let's trade for Kyle Pitts, a guy who has not put up like any stats worth trading for. in his career so far, minus like his rookie year. Golly.
Can we all agree that Brian Reynolds was washed?
He hit a 3-run triple. Bryce, since the last time we were on, Derek Shelton was the manager, and he was fired.
There's 1/3 of the problem gone.
Yeah.
Or there's 1/3 of the problem gone.
Yeah. So listen, what do you got to say about the Buccos so far? Listen, I'm fine with Donnie Kelly. I don't think it's changing anything. They've played better, but still though, you still have no bats.
I think I have texted you this multiple times. I actually screenshotted my rant from way back when David Bednar was consistently going into high leverage situations and blowing it. And I have it, but I can't read it on here because there's a couple too many choice words. But not much has changed. If I'm being honest with you, I think I've watched 3 games the past month or so, if that. And 2 of those were Skeens Day. The other one was whenever we were beating, I forget who it was. Oh, it was the night that we were going to set the record for not scoring over 4 runs in like what felt like an eternity. I turned that game on and we actually scored 5 runs, surprisingly. Nothing's going to change. I think Don Kelly has potential to get them to 500. But it's like you said, it doesn't matter who he throws on the field. It really doesn't make a difference. The team's not any better. I mean, my thought is the problem I have is if you're a new coach and you're trying to win the locker room over, you have to assess all the players, not just their performance, how they are in the locker room. All right. I think my favorite or the most energy guy, remember when the Pirates were good and we had Josh Harrison? And Josh Harrison wasn't like a huge player. Like he wasn't anything. He was special, but he wasn't like he's not like an Aaron Judge or a Mookie Betts or somebody like that. But the dude played with more energy and excitement than anybody on the field, and that fueled all the guys around him. You know who that was for the Pirates the past couple years?
Mm.
Josh Palacios. Look at how many games we won when he was in the game. We're above 500 with Palacios there. When he's not in the game, we're below 300.
Mm-hmm.
So I think where I was getting with this is I know he's only 19. I don't care. Give Tamar Johnson a shot.
I'm fine with that.
Like, why is he just sitting down there doing nothing? Like the A's, they already brought up Nick Kuntz, Jacob Wilson, all these guys, and they're successful with them. I mean, Jacob Wilson is the best hitter in baseball right now.
Yeah, he is.
Shout out Jack Wilson, Pirates legend. We want your son to come to Pittsburgh, please. That would really help us a lot. We'd still lose, but we would really like to see hitting happen.
We would at least lose in an exciting fashion.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, for real. But it's crazy. Like the dude, Jacob is like, he's 23, I want to say. Drafted in the 23 draft, I know for sure. I think he's 23 years old. He's batting like 372 his rookie year. He only strikes out 2% of the time, 3% of the time. Like, the dude is nuts. And the A's having him on their team has them almost to the same record with the Pirates. And that's one guy that's pretty much fueling that entire offense. The Pirates just need to bring somebody up, give them a freaking chance. I mean, I don't know about you, but me personally, I'm getting kind of tired of watching Jared Triolo go up there.
Yeah.
And swing and miss.
Yeah.
I'm also tired of watching I mean, Adam Frazier's done decent, but I'm also tired of watching Brian Hayes make all these great plays in the field and then swing and miss and strike out every time at bat. I don't care.
He doesn't hustle down the line either.
If he would save us, you could tell me that if Brian Hayes plays, he's going to save you 2 runs a night. I still would trade him away because he's not going to give us 2 runs.
I would too.
He has potential to be great, but when the dude said at 20, what is he, 25, 26, maybe 27?
I think so.
When he said he has chronic back pain and his back hurts every day, that's when you should have said, that's not the door, but we're going to use it for this. There's the door, buddy. Go.
Yeah.
Because
he
doesn't help.
28, by the way.
It's just crazy to me. Like, he is batting .226 with 1 home run and 18 RBIs. His OPS is .560.
Yeah.
Just for reference, there's 150 plus better hitters in that category than him.
So I think the theme of this YouTube reel is trade key Brian Hayes. So there you go, Richie. But a couple points I want to bring up.
He almost has more career strikeouts than career hits. And he's only been in the league for, I don't know, 4 years, 5 years.
So anyway,
But
Jared Jones.
we swept the Phillies.
We did. 3 points I want to make for my last 3 points before we go to the last ad read and then head out of here. Jared Jones is out for the year, Tommy John surgery. He's probably not going to be back until summer of next year, unfortunately. That sucks. So I would not trade Mitch Keller. Also, I would not trade Brian Reynolds either. Second, I really like Alexander Canario a lot. I really think he should be your everyday left fielder. And you get rid of Tommy Pham because he doesn't know how to catch a freaking fly ball.
Dude, I'm genuinely convinced that the Pirates' unsuccess that they're having is a direct correlation to the Penguins and Steelers being good for all these years.
Yeah.
As soon as the Penguins and Steelers start to tank, the Pirates will start to win.
Yeah.
It genuinely feels that way.
But also another thing too. Also, Skeen's still phenomenal. So, but is Henry Davis starting to figure it out?
He changed his swing a little bit. Did you see that? He doesn't get as deep into his stance. Who's been calling for that change for 2 years?
You're not a hitting, but Bryce, you're not a hitting instructor. Or hitting
No. So please don't send my flowers to my address, unless you really want to. But who's been calling for that change for years, man? I mean, I've said it all along.
That was you.
But I'm an idiot. I don't know nothing. I know nothing. Oh, the other thing that I wanted to ask you.
Yeah.
I know. Sore subject. Pitching. 2 things actually I just thought of. Where's JT Brubaker?
We traded him away. I forget when.
Did we? Because he was having a good year, then he had Tommy John.
Yeah, we traded him away. Also,
and the other one is why the isn't Bubba Chandler up?
What can I throw in here?
And just another thing that I want to point out too, now that I'm looking at the pipeline system, we drafted Connor Griffin, 2 months ago, 3 months ago?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a little longer ago. I don't remember. He's already our number 2 prospect.
Yeah, he's phenomenal. He's going to be a stud. But no, listen, Bryce, listen. Carmen Majinski should have never been in the rotation. I would have been fine if he was in the bullpen. Mike Burrows and Ashcraft should probably go to the bullpen too, and I'm fine with that too. Though Burrows is actually having a solid game. He did have a kind of a solid game. He only gave up 2 runs, 4 hits, struck out 6. Not bad. But you mean to tell me that Bubba Chandler's not ready and he can fill that spot? Listen, let's go through. Okay, so far with what you think of them, I'm going to say the pitcher, and I want you to say how you think they've done, pretty quickly. First one's easy. Paul Skeens.
Horrible. Kidding. But statistically speaking, with wins and losses, if you looked at it, you'd be like, this guy isn't that good. But if you're a stats guy and don't actually know or watch the games, you'd be like, what's this rave about Paul Skeens? He's not even that good.
But anyway, still Skeens. So
absolutely.
Mitch Keller.
I'd take Chandler over Mitch Keller.
Andrew Heaney.
Not even a question.
Well, I'm not saying you'd take Chandler over. I'm just saying how they think they've done this year. Guy that, by the way, has been Ben Cherington's best trade since he's been in charge. Bailey Falter.
Yeah.
So you mean to tell me until Jared Jones comes back, the rotation can't be Skeens, Keller, Heaney, Falter, Chandler? That's a pretty damn good rotation because Heaney's been okay. I haven't mind Heaney. I didn't mind him. He's not bad. He has been that bad.
Yeah.
It's not been bad at
Do I
all.
trust him on the mound? No, but
I think here's what I think. I think if you make two simple call-ups, the Pirates, and now I'm not getting my hopes up, and this is not going to happen, but if you make two call-ups from the pipeline to come in, what two are they? And do you think it changes the season? I'll go first. Chandler and Johnson. I think if they both come up, the Pirates go on a run in July and August and win 75% of their games and find themselves in a wild card spot for the playoffs in Bucktober. If those two guys come up.
Chandler. Yeah, because I wouldn't rush Connor Griffin. So I'm not going to say Connor Griffin.
I mean, I'd love for him to come up though and learn from Kutch before
By
Kutch
the
is
time-
gone.
Yeah, I was going to say because Kutch will be gone by the time.
Yeah.
You know what? Screw it. I'm going Connor Griffin.
I like
He's
it.
been lighting it up. And you're right. Kutch could be his mentor. Kutch could be his mentor. So you know what, Bryce? Good point. I'm going with Connor Griffin, and I'm going with Bubba Chandler. And does it fix the Pirates? No. I think they'll be better than last year, but I still think they have a losing season.
I just guess what makes me mad is, some of these, like I said, the A's draft these guys, they pan out, they bring them up and give them a chance to see what they can do. These guys turn out to be studs.
Yeah.
But I feel like the Pirates only ever draft guys to use them as trade leverage.
Still.
And it just doesn't make sense to me why. Like, I mean, I don't want to believe that Paul Skeens is going to be gone, but if they don't get an offense behind him, dude, I'll go play for $500 million and have a chance at winning a World Series every single year.
Yeah, absolutely. But I want to go through the game right now. The Pirates are up 4-2 in the bottom of the sixth. Reynolds did have a bases clearing triple, brings his average up to 236. Andrew McCutcheon's 2 for 3 with a run and an RBI. 260 brings him up to 262. Cruz is, don't get me wrong, Cruz is some of the hits Cruz has hit is just missiles, and then his throws are insane, but he is down to 224 to compare to where he was a month ago with where we were still in the show. Nothing really else.
I disagree, Mikey, with your comment about what's his name being the best trade with Charrington. Just thought of it. I think it's Joey Bart.
He didn't get traded for. He got picked up.
You're right. He got picked up. You're right.
Acquisition. I think you can argue that, but
I think Joey Bart was the best pickup.
But trade wise, it's Bailey Falter. But yeah. So Bryce, you got any other thoughts for the Buccos? Because I don't know when the next time you'll be on actually.
Let's see. So the Pirates play the Marlins. Let's hope they sweep them because they're gonna get swept by the Cubs. Oh my gosh, dude! They go through the gauntlet.
Oh God, this is gonna be fun.
Well, no, they play the Marlins, then the Cubs, then the Tigers, who, by the way, the Tigers, don't know if you noticed, Spencer Torkelson and Casey Mize drafted those two guys back-to-back years, and now look at what's happening. All you need is two studs. That's all you need. But then they play the Tigers, then they get the Rangers, who should be a good series, then the Brewers, then the Mets, and then the Cards. But the June, let's be honest, it's the July fall off. Let me just read this July slate for you, and you let me know what you think. All right. Cardinals, they play 2 games in July. Then they play the Mariners. Then they play the Royals. Then the Twins. Then the White Sox. Then the Tigers again. Then the Diamondbacks. Then the Giants. Me
White
personally, not as bad as the Rockies. Me personally,
Oh, the Rockies are awful.
I think
So bad.
I think the Pirates, now I'm not going to get my hopes up, like I said, until they prove to me that they actually are going to win or show that they care to win. Depending on how it shakes out, the Pirates could go on a run in July. There's not one team on here that I think could beat them in a 3-game series. I think the Royals would be a good one, and I think that the Giants could also be a close one. But I think they could win July. If they win July and start to buck leave, we'll be good.
Just to give a little live update as we're sitting here, you just gave a live update on the Pirates game. As we close out the first period of Game 3 in the Stanley Cup Finals, the Florida Panthers hold a 2-0 lead in the first game in this series in South Florida. Goals scored by Carter Verhaeghe and none other than the league's favorite player, Brad Marchand. Assists from Anton Lundell and Eetu Luostarinen. Also assists coming from Nate Schmidt, apparently, it seems, and Evan Rodriguez. Evan Rodriguez, low-key a stud. That's for another episode. I'll get into that.
Okay, sweet.
I do want to talk about one more thing, man. Scotty Scheffler's on a tear, and he's going to win the U.S. Open too.
Wait, oh, I just forgot about something too, and I want to talk to you about, Bryce. So, and I'd be remiss because like I called the games on WGRP, so I gotta at least talk about it one time. I don't know how much you want to talk about it. It's totally up to you, but for a kid that does that move 1,000 times at first base with his foot, and you call it and you say he's still safe, he pulled his foot.
I think the sad part about the whole game is if we beat Red Bank, we're playing for a state championship right now.
I agree.
Because we would have beat Freedom. Freedom's in the championship. You know why? Freedom beat Prep today because Prep was 24-1 going into this game. Let's face it, I don't care how good you are as a team, you're going to lose at least 2 games. It's just a matter of when. Like, nobody's going to go 26-0 and win a state championship.
I forgot that Freedom is good at baseball.
The thing is, though, and I'm not taking anything away from those kids because I'm sure they are. I don't know anything about them.
One of them Darndale Whitfield schools.
If they were the 1 seed in the Whitfield tournament, Alex, they were the 8 seed and won it all.
No shot.
The Whitfield in 2A was so, I don't want to say down because they're still good, but they were down this year.
How many classifications are there in baseball for PIAA?
Still 6 classes.
Is there still 6?
Unfortunately.
I wouldn't even know for a bracket that size, like for that classification. I think Moon still plays Quad A or 5A baseball.
Yeah, they're actually in this. They were in the semis, I believe.
No kidding.
I don't know. But yeah, I mean, like you said, it sucks because when you look back at it, yes, you can't change it.
Yeah, you can.
Did we get hosed? Yes. Because I would argue Jacob pulling his foot wasn't the big deal. The big deal was in the first inning, I don't know if you remember, Jacob slides into home and swim moves the tag because the catcher was on his right side. He swims over this way, hooks the base and slides off to the right, and the umpire still calls him out because the ball beat him there. That was the difference in the game, in my opinion. I don't think you can call a kid pulling his foot in that situation. More specifically, I don't think you can call it in a game like that went 12 innings. All that tells me is they were ready to go home.
Yeah.
You'd think they'd call him out, but from being there the whole game and you watching it too, just like I did, something was up. I mean, nothing against Red Bank because they're a very good team.
Yeah.
Their leadoff hitter is definitely going to be a first. That kid, I don't know if you've seen, he has 800 career points in basketball. He has like 68 total touchdown passes in high school with like 7,000 yards or some crazy number. He's a track star. He had like 48 hits in baseball this year. Like, the kid's a stud.
Yeah.
But I mean, it sucks. I mean, you were there. Brandon almost went yard again twice.
Yeah. And here's the thing with that call. Like the Sagertown game, I didn't think it was gone, and it was gone. And then this one, I thought it was gone, and it wasn't gone.
Somebody said that the kid caught it off the fence because that wasn't just like a metal fence. It had that like plastic around the fence.
Yeah.
So you couldn't hear if it hit the fence. So he caught it off the fence. That's what somebody said. I mean, nothing you're going to do about it and change now. And it's not a big deal. It just sucks because, I mean, Brandon and Nick and Jacob and Blake and all those kids have played since they were freshmen. And then to lose like that. Like it's different if they beat you. Remember when we lost to Southside our freshman year? Southside was good. I mean, they went to the state championship that year. To
Mhm.
get beat 17-3, it's like, oh, we were just in a completely different game. That team was way better than us. But to lose 8-7 in 12 innings because of a couple bad calls that you think really hurt you, that makes you a little angry.
Yeah. Yep.
But
yep.
Bryce,
That's
you
why
must have been
almost
thinking.
I was just gonna say that's why I almost owed WGRP 20K in fines from that one call.
Oh, that was bad. What were you saying, Alex?
You must have been thinking of a different red and white Whitfield school because Moon Baseball went 6-12 this year.
Oh, I could have swore. Oh, it was Moon dash something else. Must be like an Eastern school or something.
Yeah,
Probably. But we got way over time. Alex, gotta pay the bills.
This episode is sponsored by DeFrisha Junk Removal and Recycling. Services provided. Just one more time, if you are in the need for having a running or not vehicle purchased, you can get cash in hand for that. They also deal with scrap metal, appliance removal, junk removal, garbage services, dumpster rentals, curbside pickups, house, garage, and building cleanouts, and demolition, which I would say is actually maybe one of the most sought after of all of those services. Demos big time. So if you need any of those services and you are in the Erie, Greenville, or Pittsburgh areas,
There's other areas
contact.
too, by the way. There's other areas too, by the way. You just call and they'll ask if they provide services in your area, and then they'll tell you.
Yes. So
Ask for Braden. I'm buddied with Braden. Ask for him.
Yeah.
He'll take care of
that's
you.
the guy. He's actually been shouted out in one or two of their reviews, by the way. So that's the
Oh,
guy
yeah.
right there.
Him and Tony, they'll
So-
take care of you.
One more time, thank you to DeFrisha Recycling and Junk Removal for sponsoring this episode of Tailgate Talks. All of their links will be down in the description, including their website and their Facebook.
Yeah, guys, we're back. Tailgate Talks is back. We're back. By the way, this is the first time I'm mentioning this. What do we think about the new intro? 80s look.
Yeah, and new intro is tough.
Yeah, and I'm sad. Yeah, I couldn't get the rights to the Full House theme. If I could, it would be the official song of Tailgate Talks. But yeah, so Alex, for the first time in a month, you know what to do.
Doing a card throw today. This is your lucky card of the day. This isn't a tarot card, whatever. 3 of spades is your lucky card. This card will absolutely 100% guaranteed win you your next hand of blackjack you play at the casino.
All right.
Good night, America.